Welcome to Optimal Health Weekly with your host, Steve Adams. This podcast is for highly driven professionals, CEOs, and entrepreneurs who know health is the first wealth. Join us each week for a mix of expert interviews and solo episodes on health topics relevant to your busy life. Let's elevate your health together.
Hi, this is Steve Adams. I'm the founder and CEO of Tiger Medical Institute and the host of the weekly Optimal Health podcast. And I just want to welcome you today. Today, what I want to talk about is why are my annual physical biomarkers going in the wrong direction and what can I do about it? This is a very common refrain that we hear with our company and clients that we serve. And I remember being in that same place myself. And, it's very common. One of the things, not one of the things, but as we progress toward middle age and through middle age, we face some jarring realities, okay? And this is based on hundreds and hundreds of people that I've talked to, the research that I've done, and writing the books that I've written. There's really, seven things that we see very commonly. Number one is a cumulative effect of stress over several decades begins to have consequences. Number two, sleep is becoming more and more difficult. Number three, your waistline has got this stubborn, expanded middle. I'm trying to be very nice about this, that despite your best efforts, it's resisting going away. Number four, energy is a problem or becoming a problem. Number five is finally, you may have a strange set of symptoms that the unique combination of them, you're just not getting a lot of direction from your primary care doctor, okay? And so when you take these 5 or 6 things and you start to ask yourself, what can I do about them? The thing I don't want you to do is go, oh, it's just me getting older, all right? Don't accept that answer, okay? One of my favorite books written many years ago is Younger Next Year. And the doctor and the lawyer that wrote that together as co-authors went out and found the research and learned, and I will tell you, we see this every day in our practice, is that you can become functionally younger in the next year and for the next several years, and you can flatten out the aging curve from this straight angle down from about 50 to 76 that most people go down, where you're chronically ill or ill for many years. You can actually kind of flatten that curve out like that, get younger for a few years at a functional level. I'll explain that in a minute. And then when you're in your 80s. So, and to me, I prefer that because I want that energy and vigor of my 40s. I want to extend that into my 50s, 60s, and 70s if that's possible. And it is possible. But you have to optimize the terrain 10 that I've talked about in other podcasts. Go back and listen for those. But when you do, so what functionally younger means is that at a cellular level, your cells are functioning better, and that works up to your tissues, your organs, and then you feel better. And so you're not chronologically younger, like no one can do that, but you are functionally younger, meaning your body has decelerated the aging process because you're taking care of it so well. The body wants to heal itself if you'll provide what it needs. So in the rest of this podcast, what I'd like to do is 2 things. One is talk about several actions you can take, maybe a little bit of the research behind it, so that you can start your own journey of becoming functionally younger next year. And then there are going to be a lot of you listening that go, I really want to do those things, but I want to be informed with objective medical evidence of what it is that I uniquely need to do and have a personalized precision process going forward so I can trust it. Because there are such a proliferation of voices out there All you got to do is go on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and you're going to see dozens and dozens and probably hundreds of dozens of people giving you advice, much of it bad, a lot of it good. That's the problem. How do you know if it's good or bad? And how do you know if it applies to you or not? That's the problem. When you give advice on a podcast, you are necessarily saying this is prescriptive for everyone, okay? And what we know at Tiger Medical is that there are some things that I will talk about in this podcast that you have to do differently based on your genetic makeup, based on your unique set of biomarkers, okay? And for that, you need a trained, licensed clinician to help you on that journey. So I want to qualify everything I'm going to say by that, okay? So those are the two goals today. So first of all, stress is something that is corrosive, that is cumulative, it builds up. It is what you were stressed by in your 20s and 30s has consequences now. Here's the great news though. You can change your behavior today and start to have a healing effect on your body going forward. And so the first thing I want to talk about is diaphragm breathing. That is where you engage your diaphragm. As you breathe in through your nose, you push your diaphragm out, and then you pause for half a second, and then you pull that diaphragm in, breathing through your mouth, controlling the pace so that you slow your exhale down to 5 to 6 seconds. And it's in that elongated exhale, you are activating your vagal nerve and the parasympathetic side of your autonomic nervous system, pulling yourself out of stress response on demand, okay? We live in a society where we have perceived stresses, invented stresses in our mind. In the theater of your mind, you can cause your body to go into the same reaction as if you were about to get hit. Your body doesn't know the difference. And when you ruminate about a mistake in the past, when you get on social media and have envy, or you have anxiety about the future of your business or your career, or you're worried about a deadline or some big speech you got to make, all of those things are putting you into what's called sympathetic state. That is the stress response. And that is a good thing in the short run. It is a very bad thing when it is chronically activated like it is in our culture. So by doing diaphragmatic breathing, what you're doing is you're disarming that sympathetic or that stress response on demand. And that's going to be highly, highly effective in improving your long-term health, okay? So the short-term benefits are it's going to lower your heart rate, it's going to pull you out of stress, it's going to improve your focus, and those are all good things, all right? Now, you want to combine that, though, with other habits. When they are done together, they synergize, and they greatly improve the outcomes of each of the individual inputs have done on their own. So the next thing you want to focus on is something called time-restricted eating. If you want to do the research, you can read a book called Circadian Code by Dr. Sachin Panda. He works at the Salk Institute in San Diego. He's committed, I think, 25, 30 years of his life to researching the concept of a timing schedule around eating and when you're fasting. Okay, this is not intermittent fasting, this is a timing of fasting. The reason we chose that at Tiger Medical is the research is so robust in terms of improving your metabolic markers, your lipid markers, your blood sugar regulation markers, your hypertension markers, okay? The research is second to none. And the key is getting a 13-hour fast every day or most days, and also having a 3-hour fast before you go to bed at night when your ability to regulate glucose levels is at its lowest point. So that's what you do very simply. Let's say you work a long day, you finish eating at 7, and don't go to bed until 10, and have nothing but water, or maybe no water after that, so that you aren't getting up all night from the bathroom. And then have no calories until the next day at 8 a.m. So if you're an early riser and you like your coffee, no problem. Just don't do bulletproof coffee with MCT oil or butter. Don't put any cream or sugar in it. Just have 0-calorie black without flavoring, or you can drink green tea or water and just hang in there until 8 a.m., get that 13-hour fast. And his research found that after about 10 to 12 weeks, the average improvement in metabolic markers was up to 30% improvement, okay? Just off this one thing in isolation. So when you combine it with the positive effects of pulling yourself out of the stress response on demand and doing this consistently, doing that breathing 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at lunchtime, 10 minutes before bed, the two synergize and now your sleep starts to improve, okay? Because the breathing will help your body get into a relaxed state in the evening and help you go to sleep. The time restricted eating part synchronizes the circadian rhythm in your organs and your digestive tract with your brain, okay?
Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute. Do you ever feel like you're operating at less than 100%? It's time to take control of your health with the True Health Assessment by Tiger Medical. Get comprehensive blood screening to identify hidden health risks before it's too late. Our team of Mayo-trained and naturopathic physicians will analyze your results and provide a custom plan to optimize your well-being. Don't let underlying issues hold you back. Invest in your most valuable asset, your health. For the price of a daily chai latte from Starbucks, you can gain priceless insights and a roadmap to peak performance. Visit truehealthassessment.com, truehealthassessment.com today and unlock your full potential. Because when you feel your best, you can achieve your best. That's true health.
Now, there's a third thing we can do, and that is improve your sleep in terms of improving your hygiene, your habits around sleep. So sleep's the third pillar, okay? And I'm going to do some subcategories here. One is do the breathing, because that's going to set you up for sleep. Number two, you've got to improve your habits. You've got to go to bed and wake up at the same time 7 days a week if you can, but a minimum 5 days a week. Because your body will start to get in a rhythm with the fasting and with the breathing and with the regular schedule, and it'll improve the quality of your sleep. And if you're over 50 and your sleep is compromised, you know what? I'm going to say get over it. Don't complain about 7 days a week. Just do it, okay? Ideas are great, but if you don't implement them, they're worthless. So I want to challenge you. I do this 7 days a week because I have the same schedule. The next thing is get the television, get the devices out of your room. Okay, use an old-fashioned alarm clock. You can compromise and use your phone as the alarm clock, but don't touch it, don't look at it before going to bed. Because if you look at an email and it aggravates you or causes fear or anxiousness, now you're messed up for the whole night, okay? So get the devices out of the room, have blackout curtains or shades. Make the room pitch dark, cover up the digital anything. Even if there's a little bit of light, it'll cause the sensors in your eyes to react even with your eyes closed, okay? Have a cool, dark room. Get it to a temperature it feels cold to you. That's different for everybody. I live in Texas, so setting the air conditioning at 73 or 72 feels very cool to us because we set it at 75, 76 during the day. In the wintertime, set the furnace at 65 at night, whatever, just get it cool and then invest in really good sheets. I can't tell you how much of a difference this makes. Invest in good sheets and good bedding, good pillow, a good bed. That's really it, okay? There's other hygiene factors, but if you do those, you're a long way down the road. And then the third pillar of sleep is if you really want to take it to the next level, you really got to go through a restorative executive health program, find out what your physiological imbalances are, your health imbalances, and fix them, because as you do, you'll sleep better. That's like the third phase. You can even take an all-natural sleep supplement as well. All right, the last one that I want to talk about, there's more, but I don't want to try to do it all on this podcast. The fourth one is just get out and walk every day. Get 25, 30 minutes of walking in every single day. My encouragement to you is if you can only do it once, have dinner with your spouse and then go out for a nice walk in the evening or go on a treadmill if it's cold in the winter. That'll help accelerate and kick in the digestive process. It'll clear your head. It'll set you up for the rest of the evening. So breathe, time-restricted eating, work on your sleep optimization, and number 4, move every day. What I'll tell you is the 4 of those will synergize in disarming stress, improve your sleep. It'll start to restore your energy. And it'll also help you start to lose weight, because the fasting combined with the diaphragmatic breathing will start to cut weight. But when you sleep better, you crave sugars and carbs less. So that'll help you make better choices. So they all kind of work together in a really synergistic way. All right. So the second big thing I want to talk about is, how can we help you at Tiger Medical? So what I want you to imagine is that when you work with your primary care doctor, which we would never say leave, never go away from, they're the most vital person in your care network. But the approach of traditional Western medicine is to evaluate from the top down what your symptoms are, assign a pathology, a diagnosis, and then treat with a pharmacological solution or surgery, something like that, okay? And what that's doing is it's not resolving the matter typically, it is treating and managing the condition. What Tiger Medical does is goes from the bottom up, from a cellular level, and it is looking at the underlying mechanisms, the root causes of why you're experiencing the biomarker trends that you are, what your condition is and why. And then working on it from a lifestyle, health habit, potentially supplementation standpoint, sometimes pharmacological in the short run, to support those underlying mechanisms so that the body heals itself. That's the difference. And what we do is we wrap it up into a one-on-one preventative concierge medicine concept where you work with a physician over the course of a year. You have an online membership portal where you have resources that train you how to implement the things I talked about in this podcast, plus more. And thirdly, we provide a real human being who you can talk to on a weekly basis in a group health coaching setting. That's how we do it at Tiger Medical. And if you're, you have a big vision for your business, or you want to have a legacy as a grandparent, or you're simply looking at achieving a bucket list, you can't do any of those things if you lose your personal autonomy by not managing your health like you do your wealth and your career. And so what I'm telling you is it is possible to get all of that back. It's possible to restore that energy and that sleep. It's possible to take off weight. It's possible to restore your mental health by healing your gut and managing your stress levels. It is possible to maintain the energy and vigor of your 40s into your 50s, 60s, and even your 70s. But you have to invest, you have to take a step forward. And what I tell people all the time is, if you believe that everything you need lies within you to make this decision, then you have everything you need to do it. And now the coach and the guide comes along, and that's what Tiger Medical is your guide. So I hope this has been helpful. My encouragement to you is, whatever you do with this podcast, don't just listen to it. Implement one thing, do something. And if you want to know more about what we do, just go to our website, tigermi.com, and you can do an assessment, you can book a call, or you can buy a test. There's many ways to start the process with us. Thank you, and have a great day.
Steve Adams here from Tiger Medical Institute, talking about the True Health Assessment. What if you could safeguard not just your health, but the well-being of your entire family? With the True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical, you can. Our comprehensive blood screening identifies hidden risks before they become major issues. Our elite team of Mayo Clinic trained and naturopathic physicians then create a customized plan to optimize your health for years to come. When you prioritize your wellness, you ensure you can be fully present for the people you love most. Don't let preventable issues cut that time short. For less than the cost of a daily latte, you can gain peace of mind and a clear path to sustained vitality. Protect your future and your family's future with True Health Assessment from Tiger Medical at thetruehealthassessment.com. Again, that's at thetruehealthassessment.com.